I mean, obviously extremely happy. That's the first feeling I have. It's not something which I felt that I couldn't have achieved and things like that, but it's just that I always wanted to be, be around a men's team and experience that, how it is to be in the men's dressing room and the thought process, the way how they play the game. I always had this. Even when I started last year also, I did think of taking over some of the club teams in the first division to see what's happening around and understand the perspective and sort of see how I as a coach can implement it in women's cricket, because we always see that or say that we need to sort of play like a men template and things like that. So that's when I felt that there is a need for me to be around men's team to understand the dynamics of men's cricket as well. Yes, I have to say from the last 4 years, even while I was playing also, I was coaching some of them and mentoring some of them. If at all I wanted to do something, it was coaching, and I was very clear in my head. The day I quit, I took a month or two is only because to let go myself as a player. It was very clear in my head that I don't want to step in as a player. I don't want to be recalling or have the same pattern myself as a player. So that was one of the only challenging thing for me, was to let myself go as a player and then step in as a coach. But once I stepped in, there's no two thoughts about it. It was always about learning, evolving, growing. That was the only thing I had. It was all about learning. I spend a lot of time in studying. I have a team that I work with. There's this team called Invictus Performance Lab. I study a lot of movement patterns. I study a lot of biomechanics and the sports science with them. So that, that has helped me a lot in my coaching. If I actually sort of reflect back the last 1 year, it's been an easy ride for me. It's been an easy journey so far. It's only because there is a continuous learning which goes on. And of course, I have Irfan sir, T. Dilip is also there, currently the Indian fielding coach, and then Narek sir, right from day one. I've had, or I still, I have good people around me that I'm getting to learn every day. It's a continuous learning process. And that's what probably is making my journey also quite smooth so far. Of course, I mean, if there's a little bit of, I feel that I need to just jump in and just tell them about hitting ability and the hitting range. If I could just chip in a tip or two, I am not holding myself. Even the players are more than happy to come and discuss. I'm more than happy to help the players as well, because at the end of the day, like I said, the biomechanics is the same, the technique is the same. It's just that the power and of course the strength varies, but if you look at it, it all boils down the same technique and method. So you don't need to be hitting that far as well. So I just make it very simple for them by just giving a tip or two in between. I mean, it's not easy. That was one of the challenging aspects as well while playing. I always dealt with injuries right from 2011. Started with a stress fracture, and the history of injuries was more. But probably that sort of helped me to understand or empathize towards a player now. Like when I feel that he or she is not able to execute or do, it's just not about the mindset, it's just not about the technique, it is to do with something else. And that's something which sort of helping me in my coaching as well, if I reflect back on that. But look, body is not the same, and that's also a learning for me during those periods that I went through the tough times that I went through as a player. All these things are coming very handy now when I'm on the other side, in terms of how I can connect with the players and how I can help them enhance their performance as well. I mean, see, Mithali is someone, obviously, I took the sport as because of that. Not only taking the sport, but obviously, I continued, the competitiveness, the kind of discipline that she has was out and out. It was because of her. And then, obviously, Jhulan has been someone who's been guiding me throughout my playing days, right from the playing days, how I need to go about it, in terms of work ethics. Both of them have played a huge part in my life, in my career, shaping my career, the way how I started my career, the way how I played my cricket, and obviously now in coaching aspect, Mithali and Jhulan, both of them are helping me, and Mithali has been really guiding me in terms of how I need to go about it. I think on the other side, when I become a coach, the patience is something which I had to develop, and that aspect I picked from Mithali as well again. So while I was a player, aggressiveness I picked from Jhulan, and now post retirement I'm picking patience from Mithali. So that is something which I think I can probably complement both hand in hand. They have huge experience and the kind of people that they are. It's not just the cricketer. They are great human beings as well, both of them. Good friends of mine. I spend a lot of time with them off the field as well. So, the connect is different with them. So it's easy, to discuss and learn and things like that, because you're not being judged end of the day. So it's easy when you're not being judged in an atmosphere where you're not being judged. It's easy for you to sort of open up and talk. And I off late I've got to spend a lot of time with Mithali as well. So I'm sort of learning how to carry myself into or handling situation in terms of things around as well. See, when you are like when you're losing, you really don't know where to start with, right? So at times it happens when you have the best of the players and you lose. It's a learning for us as well, because this has never happened in the history, and everything is a learning, everything is a first time. So you put in the best team and then we end up losing. You sort of don't know where to actually sort of reflect and quickly reflect upon. But then that's when the girls showed great character in terms of coming back stronger in the second half of the tournament. The kind of cricket they displayed in the second half, I think that's what the team is. That's phenomenal of the players to sort of like turn it around and show the world that yes, we are here to play fearless cricket. We are here to play the brand of cricket that we are known at. And if you look at some of the innings that Sophie played, and even the youngsters like Kanika and Shreyanka, they sort of like jumped into the act and they were expressive. And that's exactly what I want as a coach. Even here, when I look back at it, I want my players to be expressing. I don't want them to be holding themselves back. I want them to be expressive, because my philosophy is very simple, that I want to create a system where there is a lot of belief. I don't want my players to be holding themselves back from expressing. People make mistakes. So what? You make mistake, you learn. You make mistake. That's where the learning happens. So that's been my sort of philosophy that I would want to follow as well ahead.